Hi everyone, today we are going to talk about Black Beacon's launch tier list. The game is about to release on the 10th of April in just 2 more days and I'm really excited about it. Alright, now let's start our tier list. First we have Zero in our S tier. She's an attacker with high damage output, capable of knocking out enemies quickly. As a guardian of the Library of Babel, she excels in direct confrontations and has strong offensive momentum. One of her weaknesses is her focus on close-range combat may leave her vulnerable to ranged attackers or enemies with high mobility that can keep their distance. That's why the best strategy, according to me, would be to pair Zero with characters who can control enemy positioning, for example, Erishan, to ensure she stays in range to maximize her damage. Use her ultimate immediately upon swapping in to capitalize on her knockout potential, especially against clustered enemies. Next up, we have Viola. Her role is basically of a support and damage dealer. She's a gifted musician from the Cyril family. Viola wields a sealed viola with thunder-based abilities. She has strong support capabilities, boosting team damage or applying debuffs while still dealing significant damage herself. Her weakness could be her inability to play freely, which reflects a situational kit, potentially relying on specific conditions or cooldowns, limiting her flexibility. The best strategy would be to use Viola in teams needing Thunder Elemental synergy. Position her to support high damage dealers like Zero or Erishan, leveraging her melodies to debilitate enemies while staying protected from direct assaults. Next up is Nana. She's a tank who can also deal damage. Nana's power lies in her durability and dark elemental damage, making her a top-tier choice for absorbing hits while retaliating with devastating attacks. Her kit includes crowd control and high-impact skills. Her weakness is that as a tank, she may lack the mobility of other S-tier characters, making her susceptible to kiting or displacement-heavy enemies. The best strategy is to deploy Nana as a frontline anchor to soak damage, pairing her with mobile characters like Erishan to cover her lack of speed. Trigger her ultimate in multi-enemy scenarios to maximize her dark elemental AoE potential. Next up, we have my personal favorite, Erishan. She's an agile attacker, her high mobility playstyle, with half her kit designed for displacement, which means pulling enemies or closing gaps, makes her exceptional at controlling the battlefield, and she deals a shit ton of damage. One of her weaknesses is that reliance on mobility might leave her exposed if her skills are on cooldown or if enemies counter with crowd control. The best strategy is to utilize Erishan's displacement skills to set up combos with Zero or Nana, cue her ultimate with other characters' swaps for seamless, high damage chains, focusing on isolating and eliminating priority targets. Next up, we have Qing. She's a support and damage dealer. Qing's water-based abilities provide solid damage with potential utility, such as healing or slowing enemies, reflecting her balanced role as a versatile team member. One of her weaknesses is lacking the raw power of S-tier characters. Qing may struggle against heavily armored or fast-moving foes. The best strategy is to use Qing in water element synergy teams, pairing her with Asti to amplify her effects. Focus on sustained fights where her utility can shine, avoiding direct tank matchups. Next up we have Ming. She's a support. As a folklorist and relic researcher, Ming brings knowledge-driven utility, which means she buffs. Alongside decent fire damage, she's reliable for prolonged battles. Her weakness is basically that in intense skirmishes where burst damage is key, she might not be that good. Best strategy is to place Ming in teams needing sustained support, combining her fire damage with Florence for elemental synergy. Keep her active in longer stages to leverage her strengths. Next up, we have Logos. She's my third favorite in Black Beacon, and she's a damage dealer. Logos delivers powerful light elemental attacks, excelling in single-target damage or anti-dark enemy scenarios, making her a strong meta pick. Her only weakness is that her specialization might limit her effectiveness against diverse enemy compositions or in AoE-heavy situations. Best strategy is to use Logos against dark element enemies, pairing her with Viola or Erishan for combo potential. Use her ultimate to burst down key targets early in fights. Next up is Li Chi. He's a damage dealer as well. Li Chi's Thunder Elemental prowess offers high damage, potentially with chaining effects and stuns, making him a solid A-tier attacker. His weakness being he may lack the versatility or durability of S-tier characters, faltering against tanky or thunder-resistant foes. Best strategy is to combine Li Chi with Viola for thunder synergy, focusing on stunning enemies to set up kills. Swap him in for quick, impactful ultimates in mid-fight. Next up is Florence. My second fave, and she's a damage dealer plus support. Florence blends fire damage with support capabilities. She buffs and AoE control, which is pretty good. Her weakness being she is your jack of all trades, but master of none, which might dilute her damage output compared to pure attackers like Zero. Best strategy would be to use Florence in fire-focused teams with Ming, leveraging her AoE to soften groups before swapping in heavy hitters. Position her to support rather than lead for best results. Next up, we have Asti. She's a damage dealer plus support as well. Asti's water element skills provide decent damage and utility, such as slowing enemies or enhancing team survivability, making her a reliable A-tier pick. Her weakness. Being 4-star rarity suggests lower base stats, potentially underperforming against 5-star heavy enemy teams. Best strategy would be to pair Asti with Qing for water synergy, using her to control enemy movement while stronger characters finish them off. Keep her in the backline for safety though. Next up we have our B rank, starting with Shamash, who is a damage dealer. Shamash wields a chain weapon that grabs and damages enemies, offering decent light elemental damage and some control potential. His weakness being limited impact compared to higher tiers, possibly due to lower stats or situational skills. Best strategy is to use Shamash as a filler in light element teams, targeting weaker enemies with his chain to disrupt their positioning. Swap him out once stronger options are available. Next up, we have Ninsa. She's a tank with supportive capabilities, an antiquities expert and scholar. She provides defensive utility and buffs paired with moderate dark element damage. Her weakness being a lackluster kit in fast-paced combat, making her less competitive. Best strategy is to deploy Ninsa in defensive setups with Erishan or Nana, using her to bolster survivability while others deal damage. Avoid relying on her as a primary fighter. Next up is Hefei. Something tells me I'm pronouncing that wrong. Haha, she's a damage dealer that provides decent fire damage with straightforward offensive skills suited for early game use. Her weakness is that B-tier status indicates she's outclassed by higher rarity fire characters like Florence, lacking standout features. Best strategy is to use Hefei in early fire teams, swapping her in for quick damage bursts. Replace her with Florence or Ming as you progress. Next up is Enki. He's a support with damaging capabilities. As an inventive genius, Enki offers unique water-based utility and moderate damage, useful in specific scenarios. His weakness being that he have a niche kit that doesn't shine in standard combat. Best strategy is to pair Enki with Qing or Asti for water synergy, using his inventions to support rather than lead. Reserve him for stages needing his specific utility. Next up, we have our C-tier characters. They lack skills as well as damage potential, so you better ignore them when choosing the Hero S, but I'll still give you an overview in case they are your favorites. Wuxi is a damage dealer. Hailing from the Western region, Wuxi offers basic dark element damage with a survivalist edge from his backstory. His weakness being low tier reflects poor overall performance, likely due to weak stats and an unremarkable kit. Best strategy is to use Wuxi as an early game filler in dark teams, swapping him out quickly for Nana or Erishan. Focus on basic attacks over complex strategies and just have fun. Xin is a damage dealer. Her strength and yearning for the world suggest decent thunder damage, with growth potential over time. Her weakness being that her C-tier ranking indicates she's outshined by other thunder characters like Viola, with limited immediate impact. Best strategy is to deploy Xin in starter thunder teams, pairing her with Li Qi for minor synergy. Upgrade to higher tier options as soon as possible, or just have fun with her. You don't always have to play the meta. I couldn't find any relevant information on Jixia Yuli and RZI. They might be the launch banners, but I don't know yet, so we'll find out together. I'm going to be covering Black Beacon on my channel heavily. If you want to stay updated with all the latest Black Beacon stuff, don't forget to subscribe. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and all the best for your pulls. See ya.